Okay, I'm ready when you're ready.
It's played host to a Super Bowl, WrestleMania, The Boss, and today, the Bergen Community College class of 2016. Good morning, everyone. I'm Larry Levanka, your party host of sorts for Commencement 2016, the biggest day of the academic year at Bergen Community College. We have slightly different digs this year. If you can see, we are at MetLife Stadium, which, as we opened with, has hosted the Super Bowl and, of course, the Giants and Jets every week during the NFL season. We are here at midfield, the 50-yard line. Where else could you be for our pre-show? We've done this the last few years, but today, obviously, we have a much bigger and grander venue. And if you followed this show for any length of time, you know that we like to bring you some of the biggest guests at Commencement. And today, of course, is no different. We have the valedictorian. That means he's the number one student in the class. His name is Anthony Tellez, and he is live with us here at Commencement 2016. Anthony, welcome to the show. Today's the big day.
Yeah, definitely a big day. I'm so excited to be here, especially at MetLife. I really can't believe it. It's like I'm dreaming right now.
What's going through your head? You've obviously you've got all your regalia on.
Yeah.
This is a big day for you. You're going to transfer. You know, what is going through your head as you're going to be delivering your speech later on, and just what's going through your head right now as you're thinking about commencement?
Like I said, right now, I'm just kind of taking in everything that's going on. I was here yesterday with the volunteers, so I was able to help them and, see how they set up everything. So it was great to see that. Really on my mind is just my speech. I'm really excited to hear, to see how my speech comes out and, be able to see everybody as I'm standing on that stage.
Obviously, you're going to deliver a big speech today, probably the biggest of your life. No pressure, of course.
No
and
pressure.
We'll talk about that in a little bit. But how did you get to here? How do you become, and keep in mind, Bergen Community College is the number one college in the state of New Jersey for associate degree graduates. How do you become number one for number one? How'd you get here?
I would really just say it's all because of the people that I've met here. I've met so many amazing people here, and I've been able to, meet and work along the clubs and stuff on campus, and really the students on here really motivate me. There's students with so many interesting stories, and we all come from diverse backgrounds, and it really motivates me seeing how students are able to push through that, and it's just really good being able to work with them, and I really just give thanks to my mentors here, Greg and Juhi Bhatt, who have helped me so much with everything and have always had their doors open and have always, even though I came off some annoying sometimes, I always came to their office and they were always there for me, and I'm just so thankful to have them here today too.
Do you think one of the biggest things for your success at Bergen was getting involved, becoming, part of the college experience? What kind of impact did that make for you?
Of course, that made such a huge impact. Although I was here from like 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day, it was totally worth it. I got to meet so many amazing individuals, like I said before, and you actually learn from everybody. And I think most of my learning, even though I learned a lot from my classes, I would say, I learned a lot from the people that I've met here. And I'm just... I don't know. I'm just so happy to be here, honestly, right now.
Almost a loss for words, right?
Yeah.
So, let's talk about what else did you do at Bergen? You were involved in Student Government Association. Obviously, as I mentioned before, you've got all kinds of regalia and cords and medals and all kinds of things. Tell everybody, what were some of the things that you got involved in that made a difference?
Okay, so I would say I first started joining Student Activities Board, which is one of the organizations on campus responsible for creating events on campus. And I think that was one of my first clubs that I joined along with SGA. In SAB, we were able to kind of organize events and stuff. And so by there and being part of that, I was able to kind of meet new people, see how things ran in school. I also joined student government, as I said before, and I served as a senator for a year. As a senator, I was able to, also interact with students, but also administration, and kind of see how, the school runs and how, the protocol and procedures are of the college. So within the Student Government Association, I would say that I'm sorry, could you repeat the question?
You found
yeah.
yourself, right? So,
yeah.
I mean, I guess that's kind of the point. Nobody does this alone, right? You mentioned a few people in student life before. You've obviously got family, you've got friends. What kind of difference do they make in your life?
I guess just knowing that I have somebody there in school. Like I said, I'm in school all day. So these people have really motivated me because sometimes, there are days where I'm just tired and I really just don't want to continue. But these people are always there for me. And just having them there and knowing that there's, other students that, also are going through the same thing, it helps a lot.
So give us just a little preview. I just want a little nugget of the speech. What are we going to hear today? Just give me an overall theme.
All right, so today I'll be talking about the butterfly effect, which states how every small action and decision that we take will ultimately. I feel like I'm saying my speech right now. I just have that memorized.
Just give us a little bit.
So talking about how every small decision we make leaves a greater impact on our lives. Every small thing that we do will eventually have a larger impact and ultimately change how our course of our lives. So I'll be talking about that and how, like many of the graduates today, I didn't really plan on attending here, but how I made that small decision and that completely changed my life and I got involved and that helped me so much during my time here. I'll be talking about that.
We won't spoil too much of it because as we're counting down to 10 o'clock here in the big moment, we don't want to give away everything. We want people to stay for the entire ceremony, right? So let's talk about the next step. You're going to graduate Bergen today. You're going to get your diploma. You're going to get your degree, which is incredibly exciting, but it doesn't end here. You have a much longer story to write. Tell us about what's going to happen next for you.
All right, so next I'll be heading off to Rutgers. And like I said before, one of my mentors is actually working there now. So I'm really excited to be going with her. Also, the rest of my executive board for student government is also going to Rutgers. So I'm really excited to go on that journey with them. I definitely plan to get involved at Rutgers just because it's helped me so much here during my time at Bergen.
What was the college transfer process like? Trying to figure out, there's literally thousands of schools that you could have chosen, and New Jersey kind of has an unfortunate reputation where we lose a lot of our smartest students to other states. What made you decide to go to Rutgers, which is the state university?
Well, ultimately, I was making my decision based off of what school I got the most money from. Luckily, because I was in PTK and I did so well in my classes, I was offered the PTK scholarship for Rutgers, which will be helping me tremendously. And so Rutgers is a great school too. I know a lot of people that go there, and I know that they have many opportunities for students to get involved. So yeah, that's the reason why I chose Rutgers.
All right, we're wrapping up with you. You're gonna march in a few minutes. It's really exciting for you, obviously. But any final words to the class of 2016, or literally the thousands of people in attendance right now?
Congratulations. I'll be speaking about this during my speech, but really, we made it, and we're gonna go so far. And congratulations again. Thank you for allowing me to be as your valedictorian. I really, really, really appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Anthony. You've made us proud, and thanks for doing this here today as we count down to Commencement 2016. If you're watching the clock, folks, we are getting to 10 o'clock. We are in that zone now where there is nothing left to say from me, but we're going to do so anyway. We're going to talk about some things that are going on at the college. Obviously, today is the 47th Commencement. We used to be at the Izod Center. Unfortunately, that facility, which is right around the corner, has since shuttered, but now we're at MetLife Stadium, which again, as I said at the beginning of this show, a much grander venue, and really it should be a grand venue for what is a grand day, and that's exactly what today is. We're going to have approximately 2,000 graduates here today. I mentioned it with Anthony earlier, but Bergen is the #1 college in the state of New Jersey for associate degree graduates 2 years in a row. Although we are the largest, that was a great honor for the college because that means we are getting students into the pipeline, getting them to work, getting them into transfer schools, and that's a big deal for community colleges to see graduates coming down the pike. So let's go over the class of 2016 a little bit. We have 49 students with 4.0 GPAs. I had a pretty good college career myself, but I didn't graduate with a 4.0. So 49 students, and Anthony was actually one of them. So that's really impressive, something really to be proud of today. We have members of Phi Theta Kappa. Anthony was one of those as well. They are now in the global top 30, which means they are one of the best 30 in the entire world. That's really impressive. That's the Honor Society of two-year colleges. We have a Jack Kent Cook undergraduate transfer scholarship winner. Now, what does all that mean? Well, that means that student will receive up to $40,000 for college. Yeah, $40,000 when she transfers. That's a pretty big deal, folks. We have students from our Turning Point program here, intellectually disabled students who are graduating with certificates today. This is a really special day for them, too, and we're really happy to have them here. Of course, it's been a really big week for the college, too. We opened the Health Professions Integrated Teaching Center on Tuesday. You probably saw it in the papers or on TV or heard it on the radio. That's a $25 million facility that will train the next generation of healthcare employees for not only Bergen County, but the state of New Jersey. That's the #1 job market in Bergen County, so the college is trying to do its part to supply a ready-made workforce into our community. We just had our accreditation visit this year, and you know what? The college did really well. We went 14 for 14. That's a sports analogy for a day that seems to be a sports kind of day since we're here at MetLife Stadium. 14 for 14 is a big deal, folks. That means our accreditors see us as doing what we're doing at the college very, very well. We are also, and I don't see any of them here today, but you never know, we are one of only 3 colleges in the entire country, that has the ability to man drones. Yeah, drones. They're a popular Christmas gift. They're everybody's favorite toy. Well, guess what? At the college, we are developing training programs that will teach people how to use these things legally. Remember, that's an operative word now, you know. Our tutoring center is #1 in the nation. Again, that's the second time in 3 years, folks. The hits just keep on coming. We employ the U.S. Professor of the Year this year. So if I sound like a broken record, this has been a really big year for Bergen Community College, and in a big way, this is the culmination of everything that has gone on during the last academic year. Let's go over a little bit what you're going to see today. You're going to see Bakari Lee as the keynote speaker. He is the chair-elect of the Association of Community College Trustees, and he is our keynote. You will also see our president, of course, Dr. B.K. Walter. You will see our chair of the board, E. Carter Coriston. You will see the Bergen County executive, Jim Tedesco. You will see the freeholder chair, Steve Tonelli. You will see the Vice President of Academic Affairs, Dr. Bill Mullaney. You will see the Vice President of Student Services, Dr. Nadine Gonzalez de Jesus. And of course, you will see Anthony Tellez, the valedictorian. All of them will take the microphone at some point during this big day, and those are all of our key speakers. Now, you're taking it back for a little history on Bergen Community College commencement. The first keynote speaker was in 1970, and it was Dr. John W. Davis of the NAACP Legal Defense Fund. Since that time, we've had Senator Bill Bradley twice. We've had 2 U.S. governors, U.S. Treasurer Rosie Rios, and we've had many Bergen County executives also speak. So this is a big event where people always end up coming to speak for the college. Now, of course, what's going through your head today as you're watching your student, your family member that's going to receive their diploma. It's important to note that they don't do it alone. We talked about it with Anthony earlier, but no one goes through this process alone. So you all deserve a big round of applause, and you'll get one at some point today. And I'm sure your graduates are very grateful for everything that you have done for them as they matriculated here at Bergen Community College. So what else is going on today? We are only 2 minutes away from the biggest day of the academic year. The band's going to play, Pomp and Circumstance is going to play. I love that song. You know, there's just something about it. It feels collegial, it feels academic, and it brings a big game atmosphere to what is, again, a very big day in the history of Bergen Community College. So as we're coming to the end here and we're starting to wrap up this show, I'm going to get off the air, but that doesn't mean that the coverage stops. Of course, on this live feed that you're watching right now, you're going to see the entire ceremony from pillar to post. That ceremony will be posted on YouTube at some point during this weekend. So if you didn't see your grad or you want to see your grad again, you can watch it on YouTube. Don't forget, there's also live coverage going on right now on Instagram, so you can see all these kinds of behind-the-scenes photos, so make sure you're tuning into that. Of course, you can also share on Facebook and everywhere else on the social media there. Check the college's website. There will be all kinds of photos posted tomorrow. On Flickr, there will be an album that I'm sure will have hundreds and hundreds of photos. If it seems like there's a lot of attention on this day, well, there should be. This is the biggest day of the academic year, and for one more time, we're at MetLife Stadium. a big stadium, the biggest in New Jersey, of course, for a big day. And I guess since we're at MetLife, you know, there's only one more thing to do. It's time for kickoff.
A little low.
You are the man.
Dude, that was awesome.
How